and after all the tests which has been given by the patient, then it moves for the sample collection process. The sample needs to be collected by a lab technician. After the sample is being collected, then it moves on to the result entry process after some time, where the results of the samples collected by the patient needs to be entered. Once the result entry gets completed, it needs to be get approved by the authorized admin. The lab admin who is the lead for the lab. Once he may approve or reject based on the records, or he may find some results are being abnormal or being not checked properly or not evaluated properly. Then he gets rejected. Once it gets rejected, the flow again needs to continue till need to start from the result entry process. Once it gets approved, then it moves on to the completion process, where the multiple persons here need to sign in. Once it gets to completion process, it will ask, since it's organization concept, we'll ask the person who needs to get request for e-signature one. Here we use Q e-signature for e-signature purposes. We'll send a mail for the lab admin or whatever person we want to get inside the lab team itself. Once it moves on to the e-signature, is all e-signatures completed, then final completion process will be done and the report will be submitted to the user. It moves on to the lab. And I also worked here with the dashboards and report analysis for this. The dashboard, in the sense, and the initial setup itself will have some dashboard concepts like today how many persons have visited and frequently taken tests and frequent test reports of the patient, so that we can easily analyze that the report has been increased. Report value has been increased from previous value from now. So it's for customer handling purposes. We can manage and can monitor the regular patient which has been visited, so we can manage the data for the projects also.
Okay. So so you have in React.js you have like more than 1 year's of experience, you told, right?
Yes, 1.5 years experience.
Okay, fine. So can you tell me like what is hosting in JavaScript?
What is hosting in JavaScript?
Yeah.
What is web hosting or web hosting?
Hosting.
Okay. Hosting in the sense we need to implement our
Hello. Yeah.
Yes. Hosting in the sense we need to implement each and every course by npm run build and then host it to the web applications.
No, hosting, not hosting.
Okay.
Function hosting, have you heard about variable hosting, function hosting? Have you heard about hosting? HOISTING, hosting.
Okay. Hosting in the sense that the variables and functions need to be the scopes level where we need to access. That's your asking, right?
Yeah.
Yes. JavaScript hosting is a mechanism where we can write variables, function declarations, which is level at the top of the scope before the code execution.
Okay.
Yes.
So similarly, what is function hosting? Can a function be hosted?
Yes.
It can be hosted?
Yes. You can host a function.
Okay. So, have you used like cookies and local storage?
Yes, cookies in local storage. Yes, I have used.
So, what is the difference between cookies and local storage?
Okay. Cookies in the sense, cookies will take. Cookies can be. We can store our data only if we accept cookies in that. In cookies, it has been maintained in session wise. Session wise we can control the data, whereas in local storage only if we go and manually delete the record, delete the data in local storage, we delete, and we can get the data from the local storage, like local storage get item, and we can set also data from local storage set item. We can remove the data by writing the code local storage as remove item. Whereas in cookies will write about as get cookies, and each and every time our session clears or maintains, the cookies may change. The local storage remains constant throughout the process.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what is call and apply methods in JavaScript?
Call and
apply methods. What is the
call
use?
and apply.
Yeah.
Okay. Call and apply method. It's in ESP or yeah? Okay. Let me think. Okay. Let me think. Give me some time. Okay.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time. Yeah.
Okay. In apply method, we can write a method for the apply for changing the properties of different objects. We can write a method so that we can use on different objects. For example, if I have a person object, in that person I'll have full name, first name and last name with that.
Mm-hmm.
And person, another person we have, for example, person A and person B we have. From the property of the person properties, we can apply that property to the person one using apply method.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. On call method, we can take the argument, each and every argument separately from the object itself. Both are similar only. The main difference is in call method it takes take the arguments separately, whereas in apply methods which takes the arguments as array.
Okay. So what is a query function in JavaScript?
What is
Query function.
query?
Query. Curry.
Okay.
Do you know what is query?
Yes. Curry.
Yeah.
Okay. Query function is like, for example, if we write multiple functions in our JavaScript, query function takes one argument at a time, and it returns it returns another function, expecting the another argument. Likewise.
Okay.
The transform function that transforms as a function from callable functions.
Okay. So have you ever used query function?
Yes.
When you use, can you tell me the scenario when you use query function?
Okay. For example, if I pass three parameters for querying for query function, first I will write a method. If I write a method add function, which adds all the parameters parameters as a numbers which I pass into that. If I call a method add method, then only it calculates the value. For example, if I write a query in that, for example, if I write a query method for adding all the properties, first parameter since it takes only one parameters. I'll write as constant query with the arrow function. First argument will be taken. Then it returns the another argument and returns another argument. Final argument only all the process will get executed.
Mm-hmm.
It returns the output and evaluates each and every states.
Mm-hmm. What are the methods of ECMAScript you have used? ES6.
What are the methods?
Yeah.
ECMAScript is ES6. It takes let and constant keywords is used, and we can have array methods like
no latent constant is not any ES6, right?
Yes. Array methods like map, find, and filter, sort. All these methods have been implemented in ECMAScript, and we also have here a destructure, spread operator, as well as modules can be easily done. For example, in ES6, we can easily we can write a function and they can call it in another component by exporting the function.
Okay. What is the array function? What is the advantage
What
of array
is
function? Why will you use array function?
arrow function? In arrow function, we not want to mention the function keyword in that, and it straight away.
What is the advantage of not using function keyword?
Okay, in the function in the arrow function, we cannot use this keyword itself.
Sure.
This keyword can't be used.
So that's fine. But what is the advantage of arrow function as compared to normal function?
Okay.
Why arrow function comes to picture?
Okay, arrow functions. Arrow function is okay. Arrow function is quite advantage of our function. Like it is shorter in syntax and it requires less code for writing the functions.
Mm-hmm.
And it's better than normal function. Like
Okay.
Like if we write a code in arrow function, it remains changed until our life cycle of the function gets changed.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you do you know what is a promise in JavaScript?
Yes, I know promise.
Can you tell me what is a promise?
Promise in the sense the promise concept is used for handling the callback else, which is calling a function inside another function, or for that purpose only we need to call promise. For handling the callback else, we use promises. If we use promise, since JavaScript is asynchronous, it won't wait for each and every request that need to be waited. That it won't wait for a response. It pauses the request and it moves on. It keeps on. It keeps moves on to another request. Likewise, to overcome that, we will use a promise method. If we write a promise in that part of code, we can make it as synchronous. Mm-hmm. Only after completing that particular execution of code, then only it moves on to the another line of the code. And it also accept two parameters like a resolve and reject, for which signifies the success response and the failure message in that.
Okay. If I want to execute multiple methods in using promise,
yes.
So how can you execute?
Promise.all I can use.
Okay.
Promise.all, but that methods which we are using inside the promise all must be independent of each other.
Okay.
So that from that we can use promise.all. Multiple promises we can use with the dot then response only we can use. We need to with hierarchical order.
So what is like write. Same thing I can using async keyword also I can achieve, right? So what is
yes.
So what is the advantage of promises compared to async and await?
Okay. In async and await, in the promise response, for usually promise is used only for evaluating a single execution. We can use promise method. For in async await, if we put a async keyword inside a function, and we can use multiple awaits inside it. So for multiple execution or multiple operations can be done with async and await. Whereas in promise, it's difficult to handle multiple operations with synchronous functions.
Okay. So okay, now let's jump into React.js. So can in React.js, can you tell me the hooks you have used?
Hooks. Use state, use effect, use callback, use context.
What is the purpose of use callback?
Use callback. Okay. If I use callback inside a function, if I write a function and inside if I write another function, for example, function A is a parent function and function B is a child function. Mm-hmm. I need to pause. I need to communicate with parent function and child function so that I can use props for the child function. Only if I change props that's dependent of the parent function alone, the component needs to be changed. The component gets rendered. Only if the props value changes in the parent function. For that, I need to use callback function. If I need not use callback function, since the function itself is dependent of parent function, any state variable changes, the children function gets mutated and it gets re-rendered every times. To work on that, we'll use callback function.
Okay. So how can you achieve component did mount and component did update, component did on mount in functional based components?
Okay. A component, the life cycle of the hooks, the life cycle of the React was on like a render component did mount, component did appear, and component did unmount. It moves on like this order. In the initial method, render method will pass. It is in this method we can handle some functionalities like our virtual DOM gets rendered. Like in that particular time, what needs to be changed and what needs to be checked if all our needs for the component gets rendered. Likewise, component did mount in the sense after the component get mounted and it's been present in our virtual DOM element. It's been in DOM element. Then what are the functionalities need to be done? We'll put it in the component did mount. And component update in the sense, since React accepts a virtual DOM component, it takes each and every part of the component as a shallow copy of the component. Once if we update a particular component prop solon, only that part of the component gets re-rendered. It matches the current value and previous value. Yes. In that scenario, we can write it as in that functionality. Likewise, we can use component update, and the component destroy is like we call component unmount.
No. My question was, how can you achieve this these functions in functional based components using functional based components?
Yes, in functional based component, we'll create a function and then return statement. We'll write the HTML code for that. Inside the function only, we'll write all these properties. Render, component did mount, and component mount. Yes.
So inside the function you will write?
Yes.
Then how can, if you are using inside the function you will write, then how can you achieve this?
Yes. Sorry, I have said for the main.js exponsibly, app.js initial component which to be rendered. Right? For example, if I want a function A to be rendered after some specific value only, I'll import the function A in the in app component. I'll write a render method, and in that method only I'll register that function. I'll register that function A component. Where the function needs to get registered, where the child component gets registered. Inside that I'll put render that lifecycle components.
Okay. The method you told, I think in the way it may not work.
Yes.
It will work. So how you told you can achieve?
Yes.
Okay. So can you tell me what are the pure components in React?
Pure components are higher order components.
Okay. Pure sure, no, there are higher order, there are different. There are called higher order component is there are pure components are there.
Yes.
So can you tell me what is a pure component, what is a higher order component?
Okay. Pure component likewise the props it will give same output and it needs to get the same props for that.
Okay.
The pure component in the component will get renders. The component gets rendered and sends output for and returns the same output for same state and same props. It's pure component, and higher order component it's likewise. The repetition, since component itself used for repetition of for reducing the repetition of the code itself, and many in our for example I'll say example like that. I need to show the current date with specific format in the specific format, so that I can use input a data finesse library, and I can put it a separate component for that. So if I pass date as a props, it returns the date format with the formatted library content. That is higher order component.